I have a question.
Yeah.
So when it comes to, like, I was just watching this reality show, which I'd never watched, but it's called like Love is Blind.
Yeah.
And they're experiments, and they call them an experiment, where they get to know a person, but they've taken all of their social media, everything, and they sit in these spaces and they just talk.
Yeah.
And if they quote unquote fall in love, then it's like if they do it, they want to know, is love blind? So like when you talk about the physical being the most important, or even with, I know that in India there are the matchmaking concepts of things.
Yes.
You know, how do you feel that lines up when you say like the Mars, look at the Mars first and the Venus and things like that? How do you feel that lines up with people that do meet in different ways, where it's not the physical necessarily, or if they're matched up like people that, you know, they promise this child to this person when they're a child, the families will make agreements. Like, how do you feel that?
It's always ended in disasters, Dollar, because we are taught to remain in that, come what may. So you suffer. And you are actually sometimes disloyal to them because your mind is attracted somewhere else.
Yeah.
And you do meet friends on the way where you have a spiritual connection. You do meet friends where you have an emotional connection. It's a very sad thing. So see, relationships is a very, very important part of life. Very, very important part of life. And there are just 1% people who are lucky who meet their soulmates. There are only 2% lucky who actually have a second chance because they never work towards it. And there are only 5% people who actually God helps them into taking the bold step, getting out of the one marriage and getting into a second marriage, and convincingly. 5%. 95% of people just keep living in the relationship for the fear of moving out, for the fear of speaking the truth, for the fear of living alone. And that's where you as healers come into a very powerful play of how to make a person confident. Our role is not only to break relationships, our role is also to help them understand how to handle their relationships so that they don't get into depressions. People get into depressions with the fear only. That how will I live alone? Will I have any other partner? Do you think I will get any other man? Do you think I will get any other woman? It's not only men and women suffer equally. And this relationship synastry is such a beautiful knowledge that you can actually make couples happy.
Is your primary motive to help a client understand what their needs are, and then also what their partner's needs are, and that if there's incompatibility, that they come to more of a state of acceptance?
I would say not anymore, Mukta, because today's generation has changed. You have to be realistic. You cannot sell carrots. You cannot preach. What is important is that warmth, that emotional, that's the Venus. You don't want your partner to come and tell you like a kid, oh, how are you? How are you doing? Did you take your medicine? That doesn't mean that you're caring. That is why you say you don't feel it. You are a nice person, you're taking care of me, but you're not, I don't feel it. Why don't I feel it? That's a red flag. That's where you ask your clients, how's your intimate life? Right. Do you feel when he hugs you? Do you feel that warmth? If the partner says, no, I don't feel the warmth. Did you explain to your partner? Most of the time they'll say, no, it's so awkward to tell the partner, I'm not feeling the warmth. Some clients don't even, I don't know, we were so good for 4-5 years. After that, I don't know what has happened. That's where you actually realize, has the physical attraction gone off? Has the spiritual attraction gone off? Has the psychological attraction gone off?
that because when you start going into different directions in life, because we all grow in different ways, don't we? You know,
Yeah.
individually,
Yeah.
collectively together, maybe, but
that's the why the relationship that lasts the longest is a psychological relationship where you actually can talk about your feelings and your desires to your partner.